You're pretty sure about this. There's not a lot of confusion. This is almost going to happen, almost certainly. So you're pretty sure about this. I'm going to study English next month. Another example, imagine I watch the weather station, okay? And the meteorologist has predicted the weather, but it's a very good prediction because we see these clouds in the sky. There's a lot of evidence it's going to rain. Because there's evidence, we could use this tense and we could say it's going to rain all week. So this is based, it's in the near future, but it's based on some sort of evidence. This is likely to happen, and we're pretty sure it's going to happen. We have some evidence that makes us think it's going to happen. So this is a bit different from will, which is one of the maybe easier futures to think about. We use will plus a verb. For example, I will always love you. I will study hard. I will do my taxes on time. Okay, so we use will plus a verb when we're talking, first of all, in the far future. So this is all soon. This is very soon. Whereas this is very far. So for example, in 50 years, everyone will speak Chinese. We use this also when we're not so sure about something. This is my prediction, but I don't have that much evidence of this. I'm not very, very sure. So I will use will because I'm not sure. Whereas if I'm very sure, there's a lot of evidence, I know it's going to happen, I use be going to. So this one, there's not a lot of evidence, and it's a prediction we don't have evidence for. Another example, aliens will invade Earth. Okay. In 25 years, aliens are coming, they will invade the Earth. I don't mean to scare you. Luckily, I'm using will, which means I'm not really sure. If I said to you this week, aliens are invading the Earth, you'd be very scared. And if I said aliens are going to invade the Earth, I know this, I have secret government documents, I'd be using this, and you'd be scared too. But with will, it's will, so you don't have to be scared. It might not happen. We also use will when we're making promises. Okay, so if somebody ever gets down on their knee and says, Emma, will you marry me? I will marry you. It means I'm promising to marry you. Okay, or maybe I don't really like the person. I might say, I won't marry you. Won't is the negative form of will. So I promise not to marry you. I don't know in your culture, but in Canadian culture and many Western cultures, for New Year's, we always make these resolutions. We think, oh, when it's New Year's, when it's January 1st, we make some sort of promise to ourselves that we're never going to do something again, or we're going to start doing something. We usually use will for these. So for example, maybe you have had too many beers and you're thinking, I don't want to ever drink again. You might make a promise to yourself. I won't drink again. I will never drink again. Okay? Or maybe you want to stop smoking. I will never smoke again. I will never do this again. Okay? Maybe your parents are angry at you because you did really bad on a test. I promise I will work harder. I will study harder. So these are promises. We use will for promise. Finally, we also use will for volunteering. Okay? When we want to volunteer for something, we want to offer our help. We want to help someone. We can use will. So for example, Emma, can you clean the dishes? I'll do it. Emma, can you vacuum the floor? Sure, I'll vacuum. I'll get the telephone. I'll help you with your homework. I'll help you learn English. I'm volunteering, and so I will. Okay? So just to recap, just to quickly go over everything, there are 4 futures I'm teaching you today. Present continuous can be used as the future if it's very soon. Simple present can be used for the future if it's a routine or schedule. uh, something that's like if you look at a schedule in the future, we can use the simple present. We can use be going to if we're talking about the near future and some kind of plan that or prediction we have evidence for. We are pretty certain it's going to happen. And then we can use will and a verb for the far future for a promise or when we want to volunteer for something. Okay, so there you have it for future. I invite you to come visit our website at www.
Okay, guys, so it was all about will, be going to, present simple, and present continuous. Of course, there is more to say or to add about the future, but I love that video because it's really clear. It shows you yani, the sentences as well, the structure, how we form the present continuous. It reminds you of the form of the present continuous, the present simple, be going to, as well as will. So as we could remember, will is used when we are sure or unsure. Tell me. Nobody knows? How do we use will when we are sure or unsure that something will happen? Wow, great.
Unsure.
We are unsure. Yes, Sarah, when we are not sure, we use will. So there isn't much evidence with using will. There's no evidence actually, okay? However, if we can see that it's cloudy, it's winter, it's January, and it's getting colder and colder, so we might say it's going to rain, okay? Even though using be going to, we are not sure. We are sure, sorry, with evidence would be going to, with will, we are not sure. So with evidence, when there's a lot of evidence, we use be going to, even when we are expecting about the weather. This is what I mean. Okay? As for will, we use it to make a promise, we use it to make a warning, we use it with threats, we use it when we offer help, okay? We use it when we make a decision at the moment of speaking. For example, I'm going to the supermarket and I need to buy a lot of things. So all of these things are already in my list. Shall I say I will buy or I'm going to buy? If the items are in the list,
I'm going to buy.
I'm going to buy. They are in the list. Yani I have already decided what to buy, okay? However, if my daughter calls me while I'm at the supermarket and she asks me to get her a bar of chocolate, what shall I say? It wasn't in my list, or it isn't in my list. I take the decision at the moment of speaking. So, shall I say I'm going to buy you one, or I will buy you one?
I will.
I will. This is it. Okay. So this is actually what makes the difference between will and be going to. We use will when we make a decision at the moment, and we use be going to with premeditated intentions. Yani when we decide before we speak, we think before we speak. Okay. We, we will do some exercises before we move on. We will focus now on will and be going to. Okay, I'm sharing this quiz with you right now. Yeah. Guys, try to work it out. Share your answers, please. Sarah,
Sally, there's no milk in the fridge. Betty, oh, I will get some from the shop.
exactly. Why will?
It's unexpected.
Listen. There's no milk. Let me go back. There's no milk in the fridge. Oh, I will get some from the shop. Your answer is correct, by the way. Yes, لأنه in her response, Betty said, oh. So did she know that they have run out of milk?
No, she was
No.
surprised.
Exactly. So will is correct. Okay. هلا it happens. These are some online exercises. It could be incorrect. Yeah. Number 2. أكيد نحن we rely on what we know and we are sure. Number 2, Anthony. Anthony, is it near future ولا far future? Far future. So we are just expecting. Yes.